going to take a look at the new Warhammer expansion, Storm of Magic. Just got this in the mail today. Got kind of a unique cover. Bound on both sides and opens right there. Comes with this little wheel inset into the hardback here. You use this at the beginning of every magic phase to find out which college or which wind of magic is in ascendance. So it'll pick one of the 8 and you'll get a bonus to cast that spell. In addition, it's got a either high magic or dark magic will be in ascendance also, with a little bit less of a bonus. And then one of the other lores associated will also have a bonus depending on where it lands on the wheel. The basis for this seems to be just how the winds of magic can surge and cause storms over time, almost like storms in nature, hurricanes or tornadoes or monsoons. It says that the magic can react much of the same way. And in the book you start out, you get let's see here, get about this much of it kind of as anecdotal stories about previous storms of magic that have raised over time. You also get one of their little timelines that shows you some of the more vicious battles they have. I haven't seen this particular piece of artwork before. It almost looks CGI made. Nice big picture of I guess that's a dark elf dragon. Looks like a dark elf on top of it. And then after that you kind of go into the rules that the armies take. Kind of gives you the scenario, the things that are added. You kind of get to add more points on top of what you're already feeling. A lot of the same things happen with limits. Like from some of the magic items and everything else, you'd normally be limited. You get to take in addition to the normal limit. So if you got a character that can take 100 magic points, he'll be able to take 100 plus some more in this. So you get some of your rules, this basic scenario rules, the rules for using the wheel over here, how it works out, arcane fulcrums, which basically one gets placed in each corner of the battlefield. So on a basic game you'd start out with 4, and each person would get to put a wizard on one in each half of his battlefield. So you basically have one in each 4-corner quadrant, and then you'd have your wizard placed on 2 of them if you had 2 wizards. And this goes through the rules on using those. You get a miscast table and 3 cantrip spells that can be used by any wizard. And the fulcrums kind of determine whether or not you can use spells or how well those spells work, depending on how many fulcrums you control, how many your opponent controls. You get a summoning spell that everybody gets in addition to their other spells. You get cataclysm spells, which let's see, looks to be this many pages of cataclysm spells. It's basically, you get something for everybody in there, and the cataclysm spells, you know those in addition to whatever other spells you would know. And then and they can never be taken away from you by any means, so you get to use those throughout the entire game as long as you meet the end game requirements. The Dwarves also get some special rules. They don't get spells. Well, what happens for them is they get their special ancestor runes, which can only be powered by these fierce magical storms. And they get some special rules. They got 3 little basic rune striking spells and some special mechanics on how that works. You get some pages on some different magic items, a few pages. Looks like maybe 6 or 7 new magic items that you can use. Maybe a dozen. Another nice laid out picture of some of their nicely painted studio armies. You get your full color section showing a lot of different monsters and beasts. You get a section showing you how you can add just some of the different elements to spice up your game. If you don't want to play the entire Storm of Magic rules, you can pick and choose what you want to play. This section has a couple of scenarios in it. You get some new terrain types to use. Then you get the monster section, and these are one of the things you can buy in addition. I believe it's magic items and monsters. They call it the Magic and Monster Allowance. You can have 25% more than the game you're playing in monsters and additional magic items. So in a 2,000 point game, you could have 500 more points in monsters and magic. And you get a Chimera, a Manicore, a Griffin, Hippogriff, Hydra, Harpies, Cold Ones, Carnosaurs, Stegodons, Pegasi, Unicorns, Great Stags, Great Eagles, Wyverns, Warlords of Trace, Spiders, Trolls, Giants, a Bone Grinder Giant, the Cygor. I don't know if they've had a picture of the Cygor previously, but maybe with this book and these creatures being available to more than just the Beastmen, maybe they'll actually make some models for some of these things that they haven't in the past. You know that with these rules, people can, if it's a nice model, they can buy it and then they can use it with whatever Warhammer army they have. Dragon Ogres, Razor Gore Herd, War Mammoth, which as far as I know is only available Forge World. I think they got a Chaos Spawn, Chaos Warhounds, Bloodthirster, Exalted Lord of Change, the other two Greater Demons, Dragons, Giant, I think this is a Forge World only model too, Giant Spined Beast, Chaos Dragon, Rhinox, Cockatrice, Yetis, Saber Tusks, Lamassu, Great Taurus. They've just released both of these in Finecast, I believe. Doesn't look like they've changed those models though. You got a Fen Beast, which was available only in when they did the Albion campaign. Plague Toads, I think that's a Forge World only model right now. I think these were both Albion special releases too. You got the Return of the Zote. I've never seen this creature before. It could possibly be an old creature they've just brought back too, and I just don't remember it. And then you also get Sorceress Packs, and this allows you to make a pact with a demon army or some undead. And you got it with the Chaos Gods, the Vampire Counts, and the Tomb Kings. You got another nice big picture there, some more full color of their different products. Can't have a GW book without a nice little catalog thing. Got your quick reference section. What I've read of it's a pretty nice little expansion. You know, it doesn't seem like the hardcore player would want to play it. It seems more like just for casual games, just to have fun, something to spice it up. Hopefully this will work as a catalyst maybe for them to start producing some more of those figures that they don't have normally, since it'll make it more available for all the armies to use them. But it's a nice production quality. On the whole, I like the book so far.